A big update to a story we first reported on earlier this week. LMPD told us this afternoon they have arrested the man accused of harassing and assaulting people near downtown Louisville hospitals.
The Louisville Medical and Education District, which is also known as LouMed, reported this week that there have been several incidents involving 31-year-old Antonio Coleman right here, exposing himself and making lewd gestures to women walking in the hospital district area of downtown. Now today at about 1:30 this afternoon, LMPD got a call of a man exposing himself in the same area. When officers got there, they arrested Coleman on outstanding warrants and possession of drug paraphernalia. He is now in custody.
And tonight, Indiana State Police have just informed us they executed 6 more search warrants today related to the Jamie Knoll case. State Police say that they were served at 6 different locations, including New Chapel Fire and EMS. The former Clark County Sheriff served as the CEO of New Chapel EMS until the board removed him on January 12th. Knoll has been charged with 15 felonies connected to fraud, theft, and misconduct. Icy weather leads to potholes every year, but this winter they're really popping up earlier than usual.
I-64 alone this week took out several tires and wheels as drivers bottomed out right near Blankenbaker Parkway in the East End. WHAS11's Ian Hardwick and Alyssa Newton hit the road to check out the road repairs and talk with one teacher facing those repair costs now.
I mean, bills are expensive, kids are expensive, life is expensive, and it's hard when you don't have much wiggle room or extra money to put out for this kind of stuff because the potholes are everywhere.
Kristen Mefford hit one of those potholes Wednesday after a full day of teaching.
But that happened on an interstate, so that means it's the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet's responsibility. Here on Zorn Avenue, the city's about to fill in some potholes, and they're starting to see more of them this time of year because it's warming up earlier than usual.
Potholes start when water fills cracks in the asphalt. When that freezes, it expands and splits up the road. After warm temperatures melt the ice, what's left is a hole that wears out easily. So to fix it, crews clear out the loose crud.
Then hit some in the middle.
Then they tack the edge with tar and shovel in the steaming asphalt before smoothing it all out with a roller.
We normally get 10 to 15 work orders come in a day. Some days it's 25, sometimes it's less, but whatever gets called in through 311 is what we attend to.
Mike Nolan, Public Works Assistant Director, says they have 3 crews working day and night to repair the roads. He and KYTC encourage drivers to report potholes. In Louisville, Ian Hardwick, WHAS 11 on your side.
Also happening today, the University of Louisville Athletics Association holding their regularly scheduled meeting this morning.
After that meeting, Athletics Director Josh Hurd met with reporters, talked about the direction of the men's basketball program, and Sports Director Kent Spencer joins us now on what he had to say.
Kent, the premise here was to talk about the revenue, how the program's doing. We're talking about both football and basketball compared to previous years.
Yeah, when it comes to football, they exceeded expectations. Now, when it comes to men's basketball, they did less than what they expected. Hurd was asked about his thoughts about the current state of the Louisville basketball program and his relationship with Kenny Payne. The Cards are currently 6-13, which is 2 wins better than all of last year. Hurd says he continues to communicate with Payne on what it will take to get the program to where they all expect it to be.
I'm well aware that this program, this fan base isn't into moral victories. And so we, after every game, I feel like every day, it's consuming what I'm doing right now. And I know it's consuming Kenny and his staff as far as how do we get better? How does this basketball program get back to where we all expect it to be? And that expectation is a high bar, but nobody's going to run from that, and we're going to do everything we can to get this program back where we all want and expect it to be.
Just before the first of the year, Hurd put out a statement that said Payne would continue to be the Cards head coach into the first of this year. He didn't address when a decision would be made about his status after this season, only that everything continues to be evaluated.
So I guess that means still game to game or into the season evaluation, or how do you think this plays out?
I think a couple weeks ago, and this is just me speculating right now, when Louisville won at Miami and kind of got some goodwill around the program, maybe for just a short amount of time, but I think that kind of allows them to be able to finish out this season. And then, as we see, as they say, you know, they're going to evaluate it and make a decision after the season.
All right. Thank you very much, Kent. We appreciate that update from U of L. More news here today. Today marks 1 year since Mayor Craig Bringberg announced his plan to help our city combat its growing homeless crisis. and he debuted the plan for a community care campus in the Smoketown neighborhood. This homeless outreach project will take just a block and a half off of I-65 at the intersection of Brook and Breckenridge Street. WHAS11's Travis Breeze spoke to a city leader to see how they're feeling about the timeline.
During the first year, many of the logistics were figured out, like choosing Volunteers of America as the project lead. With construction supposed to hopefully start halfway through this year, one Metro Council member and some community groups say we need to be building trust with those vulnerable populations. The Care Campus site was chosen because it's the epicenter of the houseless community and where many service providers already are. Volunteers of America, or VOA, has not had its master planning meeting, but the organization has discussed a 34-person family shelter and 80 units of affordable housing. There are other projects to address homelessness going on nearby, like a new home for Recenter Ministries and a bridge housing facility owned by the city. Metro Council member Shamika Parrish-Wright says, while it's good to see progress, there are many people who desperately need help right now.
I think a year later, we hope for more progress. We hope to have more of a visual. You have this place that is obviously being worked on. You have this place, but then you look down the street and you still have people who are unhoused right there. I think that this shows that the timeline that was set forth is probably much longer than we were given.
VOA and the city both sent us brief statements. The mayor's office said, "We are encouraged by the progress and momentum of establishing the new community care campus, and we expect the work to ramp up now that Volunteers of America is leading the project." In Louisville, Travis Breeze, WHAS 11 on your side.
Tonight, you have a chance to honor and remember former Louisville Urban League CEO Ben Richmond. He served as the organization's president from 1987 until 2015. He died earlier this month. Richmond's visitation's going on right now until 7 o'clock at St. Stephen's Baptist Church. The memorial service is tomorrow, 11 to 1, and right after that service, he will be laid to rest at Cave Hill Cemetery. His family is asking in lieu of flowers, donations be made to the Benjamin K. Richmond Legacy Endowment.
For the second time in 1 week, a foundation in Louisville's Portland neighborhood that provides after-school tutoring for kids has been hit with a break-in. Computers and other items that are key in helping the kids with their homework are now gone. WHAS 11's Taylor Woods is talking to the founder, who's looking to recover those devices and help the kids.
But they kicked this door open. TV right here is where that was taken.
Just after 10:30 Wednesday night, this surveillance video shows a man walking in the hallway of Delta Foundation Incorporated. He eventually makes his way into a door where the foundation says he stole Chromebooks, a TV, Bluetooth speaker, and a PlayStation.
Unfortunately, they got to an area where some stuff is locked up, and they took about 15 of our kids' laptops.
The after-school program in the Portland neighborhood has a motto: nobody touches the court before the classroom. Homework and tutoring are a little different with electronic devices now gone.
Considering that door was also kicked open, it wouldn't shock me if we continued to take inventory and realized more stuff was missing.
This is the second time they've been burglarized this week. The foundation has been posting this photo. They say he's the man they believe broke into their building. He's wearing a black jacket.
And there's bad apples everywhere, but this isn't the first time it's happened. But this is the first time where it's directly affected the kids so much.
Students now have to share laptops during tutoring and homework time. The program is in the process of expanding to the Newburgh neighborhood, and this most recent break-in didn't help as they're already stretched thin on supplies and electronics.
For them to walk in and see all that stuff missing and the door kicked open, I'm sure it definitely has had a negative effect.
Wes Hinton did file a police report, and now he's looking for the public to help in any way with donations.
It's tough. Like last time it happened, we relied on insurance, but insurance didn't cover everything.
And by the way, you can go to our website, WHAS11.com, to find out more information about making donations to the Delta Foundation.